Welcome to Venusian Soul Tarot. Today I'm back with a timeless pick a card reading, and it's going to be How Are You Known? So I want you to cast your gaze over the cards and ask your higher self which card has a message for you. We have group number 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. If you need to pause the video to meditate further, please do so. But for those of you who are ready, let's get started. Hi, group 1. So for this group, what I'm hearing is how you were once known versus how you're known now is very different. And I feel as though for some of you, I'm getting this story that you could have felt, especially with Death, 3 of Swords, 9 of Swords, and 5 of Pentacles, as, I want to use the word an outcast, or felt as though you didn't belong, right? And I'm feeling specifically around, this could be childhood, school, or even like, for example, early 20s, just feeling very different to the people around you, the community around you. I feel as though you could have been someone who thought differently and lived in a way that was very, I want to say your energy is very unique, or it could even be, because I'm getting that energy of a pioneer or someone that could be, not all of you will resonate with being radical, but outside the norm. And this could be in one specific area, but just in general, I think you think outside the box as well. I feel for this group, you're definitely starseeds. And it could have felt like, you stuck out like a sore thumb, right? Where you couldn't, I'm getting like specifically a school environment, like high school, where it's like, oh, I'm so different to people around me, or, people see me in a particular light and I feel as though I can't be recognized and seen for who I really am. Or you may have just grown, because I'm also getting that energy of a community or a family group dynamic where those around you could have been, I want to say, had certain ideas about life, about society, about how things should be done. And perhaps your actions and who you were and are didn't really match that, right? You didn't conform to those ideals, or you're just a free thinker, because I'm hearing that song Wide Open Spaces. It's a country song. I just feel there's something very free about your spirit. I'm getting a really Aquarian energy, just very unique, right? Like living outside the box, trying new things. You're also very much an original thinker. And that's how you're known, or that's how you will be known in this lifetime, but you may not have been known and seen that way here at an earlier point in the journey, because I'm hearing certain individuals weren't able to perceive you, and you could have had to spend, perhaps, especially when you have the 5 of Pentacles and the Hermit, a certain period of time in solitude, or you may have had to walk this path alone at a particular point on the journey, because you were having difficulty either being seen, being understood, being recognized for all that you are. But it's like you're known for, or you will be known for in this lifetime, creating something brand new, creating something unique. And it's like people that once knew you will understand, oh, that's why they were the way they were. But it's like it may not have made sense. Some of your attributes or ideas or the way you were may not have made sense without looking at the big picture. And it's as though certain people could reflect, like this could be a family member that, wanted you to walk a particular path. And again, I don't feel for all of you this is family, but for some of you it could have been, because I'm hearing not black sheep, I'm hearing rainbow sheep, right? Like you were multifaceted. You had all these colors and all these attributes and talents and gifts, but it didn't fit into a mold or a box that either, a school system, a family dynamic, societal pressures wanted you to be in. And I'm getting, when they look back, it's like you may create something, or you may use these talents in such a way, or bring something to the earth that they're like, oh, that's why, they couldn't fit in. Or you may have almost had a rebellious streak where you were so determined to go your own way. And certain people could have seen that as, because I'm getting authority figures, that could have been quite confronting for certain authority figures, but they're like, oh, that's why they weren't willing to kind of fall in line or conform, because this is what they had in mind, or this is what they were here to do. There's something very distinct you have incarnated to create on this planet, and that's what you're known for in the spiritual realms and the physical realm. And I think for many of you, there's something that you will be very much known for in terms of your work, or in terms of a certain talent, spiritual gift. There's something you can do and create, or an idea that's so original, so radical that you've incarnated to create. And it's very clear to people, and that's what you're known for, but it's very clear that's what you're here for. You're here to change the game. And so for you, trying to fit into, pre-existing structures and conditions could be very, very difficult just because of how unique you are. People could have left you as well feeling, guilty for being yourself, or there could have even been some emotions of guilt or shame around your authenticity, right? That you've really had to heal or peel back. But it's like now people see you as an original, because I keep wanting to refer back from how you were seen to how you are seen now. And it's funny, this first card I have sitting here is this Phoenix. And I feel like people are seeing you very differently. Yeah, or what you're known for is very different now because now they have clarity. It could be as well, do you know, when we're, say you're in high school and, you don't have the life experience to really understand things or to understand people to the same degree you can at, say, 30, 40 and onwards. There's something about perhaps the people that are viewing you have matured in their own right and can see and understand things more clearly than they could back then. Because I feel like you're someone that doesn't really operate well with groupthink. You're very original. Some of you do have access to higher realms and you're actually pulling down ideas or channeling ideas, messages, downloads, creative visions from higher realms. And these could be visions that are very progressive, because I do feel for this group, you're very forward thinking. You may not do well as in traditional systems or in environments that are very, I was going to say fear-based, limited, fear-based, even judgmental. Like I feel for this group, you're very open-minded, you're very free-thinking. You don't get caught in judgment to the same degree as others. But I feel like you may have had to cut a lot of people off with Five of Pentacles and Justice, or just walk away, go your own way. Because with Death and Three of Swords, there could have been the way you've been treated by others or misunderstood by others could have been quite painful. And I feel like you've had to do a lot of healing, and it could have generated a level of self-doubt internally because of other people's doubts around you. And I'm hearing now people don't doubt you, right? Now they understand, or they can see where you're heading, what you were creating, what your purpose is here. It makes sense, but it didn't at one point. You're also known, again, as someone that you could be quite individualistic when it comes to, your ideas about life or about, society and this world in general, but also in terms of how you express yourself, how you dress, how you create, how you think. I get really strong Aquarian energy. I also just got the energy of Gemini as well, but very free thinking. You also are very quick. People are realizing how intelligent you are, how quick-minded you are. You're known as someone that can kind of birth something out of the blue, or you're known as a pioneer, as someone that's very, I just heard quick-witted as well, but someone that's very, I keep hearing the word progressive. For some of you, what you're here to do is actually designed to bring the world, I want to say forward in the sense of, bringing in change, bringing in transformation. You're not here. You were never born to fit in, right? You were born to create the new world, the new earth. We have fire of transformation, radical purification, violet flame, surrendering, resurrection. You're known as someone that can transform yourself, but also transform energy. But I do feel you've had to heal your heart from the projections of others. You've had to heal your emotions from the imprint of how other people saw you. You also have expression, authentic expression. Words are powerful truth. You're known as someone that's very authentic, and you will be authentic regardless of what other people say, how they treat you, what they think you should be doing. You're someone that lives according to your own truth and your own standards. You're immune to, I want to say, peer pressure. And with expression, you're here to be different. You're known as someone that doesn't fit in the best of ways, that you're authentic, you're unique, you are very different. We have you're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. Again, I feel for some of you, you were ostracized or outcast from a particular community, especially early on. Could have been more than one. This could be like school, family, just being very, very different. You're also being known as someone that's born for success, but again, you weren't viewed that way in the past. There could have been people that felt because you didn't follow the rules or follow their idea of success, and this could especially be true in terms of schooling and education, that you may not be successful, but you're actually going to be very successful at what you came here to do. But with Star Child, your path is as unique as you are. You also have, people are realizing you have very unique energy and you are different. I think they could sense you were different then, but they may have tried to cast that in a negative light, whereas now they're seeing your differences as a positive. They're inspired by you. So you're known as an inspiration. I think part of why you're so inspirational is because you stayed true to self. I just heard you stuck to your guns, especially those of you that had a very clear vision and knowledge of what you were here to do. You're also seen as someone that's highly intuitive and can tap into higher realms. With baby steps, we have action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. You always trust your intuition, and again, because you're so progressive, you always move forward. You don't allow the past to hold you back. You don't allow disappointments to keep you stuck. With relaxation, you may be known as someone that doesn't have to work as hard for things. That things almost come to you, or how do I say, you just have the Midas touch, right? And it's because of your energy, your energetic state, and your ability to achieve flow state, right? Because you're in sync with the divine. I'm also hearing you're known as someone that's very connected to the higher powers, higher forces, the divine spirit. Yeah, some of you are here on a spiritual mission, but for others of you, I feel like you're a pioneer. You're here to bring in ideas, thoughts. This could be like in the form of a book or certain expression. You could be sharing your voice on platforms, but I'm getting you're here to bring in like a novel idea. For some of you, this is like a novel. I'm thinking of like Tesla or someone that designs something that changes how we live, right? Whether that be, lighting, vacuum, something that just brings in like a novel, item or product. But there's something novel about what you're going to create. For others of you, you're bringing in novel ideas, or you're helping to awaken and expand people's minds. Some of you may be seen as well, I just heard, as like a creative genius, right? Almost like a prodigy, or someone that has, a really beautiful mind, but it was a mind that was misunderstood at one point. With protection as well, you are seen as someone that has a lot of divine protection. Yeah, I just heard spirit is on your side, or spirit is helping you. It's funny, you have the violet flame twice here. Chambers of the violet flame, karmic release, radical transformation. So you're known as someone that's, and then you have fire of transformation. You'll notice someone that can endure the fire. For some of you, this could have gone from, the realm. It could have been being ostracized. For some of you, it could have been being bullied or just put down, right? Just disrespected and not seen. But I feel like you've transmuted that energy, and it's lit that fire inside of you, that passion for who you are and what you're here to do and create. You may have resonated with justice. I said you may have cut certain people off. You may have recognized certain karmic relationships or patterns and completely released yourself from it. But you're very you are very different to who you were in the past. But I pause because I feel like in some ways you're not different, but people didn't have the perspective to be able to see you for who you really were. You have the central sun, abundance, downloads, regeneration, success. You can bounce back from anything. You can create and generate success out of thin air. You just have the Midas touch, right? You bring life to people, to situations, to ideas. You may be seen as well as quite fiery. Some of you I get strong air energy with this group, but also fire. You could be seen as someone that brings a lot of passion and that brings a lot of inspiration to others. Yeah, you have relaxation, rest with replenish and release guilt. So you're also known, I'm hearing, as someone that likes to take their time. You're patient. You may enjoy your rest or your downtime. You may have a really beautiful, balanced lifestyle, or just have a lifestyle that people envy, right? Some of you, I definitely feel, can be self-employed. or you're known as someone that can generate their own income through their ideas, through, you know, their pioneering spirit, pioneering and entrepreneurial spirit. Again, I feel like many of you are known or will be known in this lifetime for doing something that others hadn't considered that improves the world or improves people's lives or the way we do things, right? You have Sword of Truth, freedom, warrior of light, stop holding yourself back. Again, you're known as a free spirit. You have some of you could even be nomadic, or you do a lot of travel, you have freedom of schedule. You're known as someone that's here to live a very unique life, and you're known as someone that nothing anyone threw at you or could throw at you will ever hold you back. You will always live authentically and live true to yourself. And with Warrior of Light, people are realizing how brave and courageous and strong you are. Not just because of everything you've endured, or perhaps because you've had to walk this path alone, but just because I'm just feeling you're really resilient. I'm hearing that song, I get knocked down, I get up again. No one's ever going to keep me down. And there could be people from your past that are realizing whatever they did to you, however they perceived you, it didn't hold you back. It just strengthened you, and you're doing better than ever. You're shining brighter than you ever have. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hi, Group 2. I'm hearing you're known as someone who is very advanced spiritually. You may be known as someone who's ascending or who has gone through many, I want to say, cycles of ascension, of growth, of transformation. You're also known as someone that can be alone and walk the path alone. I feel for this group, you may have taken the road less traveled, or you're not afraid to take the road less traveled, to venture out on your own. Especially with the Hangman, I'm also hearing very patient. This group, you could be very apt toward kind of meditation or self-inquiry, because I'm seeing someone that spends a lot of time in self-analysis, right? You're known as someone that has a very high level of self-awareness, but from that self-awareness, you have a very high knowledge or awareness of divine wisdom, because all those periods of introspection have helped to advance you in regards to your own knowing, your own self-awareness, your own personal growth. So you're seen as someone that's always expanding, growing your consciousness. You're also known as someone that knows more than what you say, because I feel like when people are around you, they can sense this divine wisdom or this divine knowledge in your energy field, but you may not reveal everything, right? You may not be saying to them what you know, but it's making me think of the monks that kind of, have that little smile on their face and, walk around silently, but there's a presence, right? You're known as having a huge energy and presence around you. You're known as being awakened or having a level of, consciousness that's very expansive. For some of you as well, you're known as someone that helps others awaken, or you activate others. Just being around you or being in your energy field is activating. I also feel for this group, you have a golden aura. You have an energy and it brings light, and I'm hearing light and blessings to those around you. And it's like you can move, that's what I'm hearing. You can move in silence and not really reveal much or do much, but it has a huge impact because of your energy field or because of the energy behind what you're saying and doing. You're also known as someone, when you leave the lives of others, it's like you take the light with you. And technically that's not true, because we all have source and the divine light within us, but people may feel as though that life is like colorless, right? More bleak without your presence. There's something about your energy that's illuminating, or when others are around you, they feel happier or they feel lighter, they feel lit up, and they're realizing that when you leave their life, you take that joy or you take that light with you. I keep hearing patience for you. So perhaps for some of you, you could have been on a spiritual path or on a journey for quite some time, but it's like you have this peace. You're always at peace. You're always having, I shouldn't say always at peace, but mostly I feel like you are at peace where there's this level of, divine grace. You can accept what's coming, what's leaving. There's no sense of attachment as I'm tapping into your energy field. So people may see you as someone who's detached or unbothered, that you don't easily get, I want to say, riled up, or you're definitely not reactive. So you're known as someone that can maintain, that's the word, equilibrium, irrespective of what's happening in life, what someone is saying to you. You've really mastered yourself emotionally and mentally, that it's very challenging for anyone or anything to throw you out of balance. I also feel you're known as someone that's done a lot of emotional healing, or you could have healed from certain wounds of the past. With Six of Cups, it could be childhood wounds, but it doesn't have to be. I just get this sense that you've healed. People are realizing that you've healed, and you're in a really beautiful, fresh energy here. Okay, first oracle, we have initiation. Deep trust, deep healing, reconnection with all. Yeah, and I'm getting this flow state, like you're able to go with the flow. You're able to accept life as it comes. There's no sense of force or trying to make life, conform to your will. Some of you could enjoy definitely meditation, because I'm getting really strong energies of like Buddhism, Zen, mindfulness, certain traditions that may help you or have kind of developed and cultivated this energy and consciousness and awareness within you. You also have a rise, know and flow as the love you are, bliss. I feel like you can rise from anything. You're known as someone that, it's almost like because you don't offer life any resistance, things can come in for you effortlessly, or it may feel or appear effortless to others. Because I keep getting the water for you, like the flow state. So I feel for some of you, you're able to move with the tides of life or the seasons of life. There's this beautiful acceptance, and it's like when people are in your energy field, they then feel at peace, or they feel that they can kind of accept their lives and where they're at, and they can, move forward with grace. You also have weight. It's not yet time. Things are being woven. The Seven of Wands, again, you are seen as very patient, but you could be seen as someone that's been on a long journey when it comes, especially spiritually speaking, or your journey of self. Perhaps you've been on a spiritual path or on a healing path for a reasonable amount of time, but it's like you're reaching this point where, do you know when that path kind of disappears and we're just fully anchored in the present moment? And that's what I see for you. So for some of you, you're known as someone that has dissolved the past. The past doesn't interest you anymore. It doesn't preoccupy your mind. You're not anything that could have hurt you or bothered you from the past. It no longer has that effect. You're just fully anchored and grounded in your current energy. You have weight of the world. Boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry with the Hangman. You're known as someone that has let go of a lot. I just heard let go of everything. For some of you as well, through your spiritual journey or spiritual path, you may live in a way that's more simple or more, how do I say, there's just a sense of there's a lack of stress, there's peace. I feel like you may have cultivated your life or lifestyle to generate greater peace, to feel more at peace within yourself, to feel more grounded. But you may, again, I keep hearing you've completely let go or dissolved, transmuted, I should say, the past. And again, I get this water. It's like people, when you're known as someone that life is carrying you forward, and that's not to say you never take action or it's just this sense when people look at you or look at your life, they can see the higher force kind of carrying you. You're known as someone that's surrendered to life. You're not resisting anything. There's an acceptance here. There's a peace. And we can only generate inner peace when we do accept life. Whenever there's resistance, you're not going to be feeling at peace or at ease. Okay, you have past life healing, letting go of anger, forgiveness. Again, you are healed is what I keep hearing. You've healed emotionally. I know it says past life healing, but for some of you, you've healed in this life as well. There could have been something that you needed to heal from or let go of. And, you know, you're known as someone that has healed that. You are at peace. You are healed. There's this well-being. But with past life healing as well, there could have been certain patterns that you were here to heal. Well, what I'm hearing is what you've healed in this lifetime was a pattern that's played out over several incarnations. Because you also have show yourself, vulnerability, self-worth, feminine healing. So again, you could have had to heal, you know, around your self-concept, around self-worth. I'm hearing with feminine healing, I'm hearing specifically healing the emotional body. For some of you, you could have worked with, for example, mindfulness or a spiritual practice that helped you heal the emotions, that helped you transmute emotion. And this energy is very much reminding me of The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, that book. That book could be significant, but it's like you embody that energy is what I'm getting. Like very much grounded in the present moment. You've mastered the art of transmuting emotions and kind of moving with life. Yeah, there's no resistance in your energy field. It's just, I just feel like it's almost like the ocean, this beautiful flow state, peace, serenity. It's almost like being carried by life. And again, that doesn't mean you never take action, but I'm just getting any blocks. You're known as someone that has overcome any blocks, any resistance, or any wounds internally. It's like your energy is cleansed and clear. Now, for this group, some of what you're known for, this could be a spirit guide speaking to you as well, because a lot of this is very much on an inner realm or on an inner level. Some of it is coming through the eyes of others, but some of it may be coming from spirit as well. You have third eye activation, brow chakra, inner vision, clear seeing. Yeah. I feel like you can see clearer than ever because of the healing, right? It's like your perception is cleansed because your emotions are cleansed. There is nothing distorting it. But with inner vision, you're known as someone that focuses on your truth. Again, you may enjoy solitude, or you may have and spend a lot of time in silence, in spiritual practice, or just connecting with source, with the divine. With third eye activation, you may be seen as someone, I always get that with this depiction as well. You may have psychic sight. You may be clairvoyant. You have heart of source, all-encompassing love, unconditional acceptance, serenity. This card perfectly depicts your energy. Beautiful love. I'm hearing love, compassion, unconditional acceptance, and serenity. Because you have accepted yourself fully, I feel like you have that effect on others, but I also feel like that's how you approach life in this beautiful flow state. You know, you're at peace with what happens. And it makes me think of that saying, whatever comes, comes, whatever goes, goes. It's just, you're not holding on. You're not clinging to anything. You've let it all go. If you had attachments in the past, expectations, this could even be attachments to people, such as, you know, karmic cords or, you know, difficult energies. I feel like you've completely released it. And look, you have solitude. There's something about your energy that's golden. You just radiate this golden energy. So you're known as someone that has a golden light. Or even you may be known as someone that's very spiritually regal. There's a divine energy that exudes from you. But you're someone that, again, can be alone or enjoys your solitude. I also feel like you have been on a solitary path in regards to your spiritual journey. So you're known as someone that can really deep dive when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to introspection, healing. And you're not afraid. For some of you as well, there's no sense of dependency on others, in the sense of you are full and complete within yourself. And when you connect with others, it's that overflow, right? Your cup is overflowing internally because you kind of fuel yourself. Your energy is very self-contained and you literally have happiness. Yeah, I feel like as well, you bring joy to everyone you meet. Like there's a lightness to your energy as well. Again, I keep seeing visions of the Dalai Lama, a monk, these types of traditions where, and again, even if you don't resonate with those traditions, that's the type of energy you exude. You know, that little smile, but there's a mystery to you. It's like you're not revealing everything you know, but people know there's more here. Or, you know, the way you can be so graceful and exude this joy, they know you've got the secret to something, but they don't really know what, or they don't fully comprehend all that you are. But it's really, yeah, so your energy, you may be very humble. You're known as someone that's very humble, but you're understated because there's a lot more to you. And you may not always recognize how huge your light is, how huge your energy field is. And it's like people are picking up on this even if you remain silent. So this is all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hi, Group 3. I'm hearing you are known as someone with the Midas touch. You're also known as someone that can make money from your talents, from your gifts, your abilities. You're really good at manifestation, bringing things to life. And I also think you're very tapped into the divine. You're also known as someone that's very much creatively inspired, and that the divine, there may be a divine essence or energy to you where it makes people feel as though there's something, how would I say, angelic about you, or you're very high frequency, right? Your vibration is very high, a high level of consciousness. I also feel like you're known as someone that has very good, you know, bounce back, where with the Devil and the 5 of Cups, you can overcome disappointments. And especially with this 8 of Cups here, you can walk away from something and you don't lose hope. For example, if you were to start a venture or a creative project and it didn't, you know, transpire, or it didn't work out the way you had hoped, you'd be onwards and upwards. Okay, next idea, next desire. You just keep going. You don't allow, I'm hearing, the physical world, the 3D, to crush your dreams or crush your spirit. You keep, you know, growing, learning, investing. You're also known as having beautiful ideas or visions, specifically creative or entrepreneurial ideas. I feel for this group, there's really strong energy of being either a creative, a freelancer, or an entrepreneur. I'm hearing as well, you're blessed by the divine with certain insights. Yeah, you have a really beautiful mind and beautiful and powerful talents. It'll vary for all of you what specifically they are, but I keep hearing creative and entrepreneurial. So some of you may have a gift or ability or an idea that you have turned into a successful business, or you will, with the Queen of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles. You're also known as someone that's very abundant, or it's almost like you have endless amounts of potential when it comes to abundance, because you have so many ideas and downloads and insights that you can work on or build and cultivate. For some of you with this 3 of Pentacles, it makes me think you could have either multiple streams of income or multiple talents that you can turn into a stream of income. You're seen as so inspired and very inspiring. Like, I just heard God broke the mold when they made you. So you are seen as different as well, but in a really creative, beautiful way. And it could be, you may find a lot of people are inspired by you or want to be like you. You're seen as someone that never gives up on your dreams or hasn't given up on your dreams. That you just keep going, you can bring anything to life. I also hear you shine bright. So with the Devil, you have Ellen of the Ways, attune to nature's signs to find your way, follow your heart. Yeah, you're definitely known as someone that follows your heart, that doesn't allow, I want to say, negativity, naysayers, or any type of darkness to slow you down, because you had the Devil with the 5 of Cups. I feel like in the past you could have, or in certain situations, you have had people that perhaps have either not understood you or tried to shoot down your visions, your ideas, your path in life, but I feel like you kept going. With 8 of Cups, you may have just left them behind and kept moving forward. You've never allowed external negativity or others, you know, behaving or treating you a certain way to stop you from what you feel is aligned. And you have awakening. Look at the illumination around the crown. Like, you have endless amounts of ideas. know who you are, DNA activation. You're also known as someone that does really know who you are, but you're known as someone, again, I'm getting very lit up, and especially with these lightning, and with the lightning here, it's a sense of you spark life into things, and it comes, I'm hearing, from a download from spirit, an idea. It's like you're always inspired because you know how to turn thoughts into reality. Again, you're definitely a master manifester, or you're seeing, people could witness you in your journey and try to figure out, you know, how have they brought this to life? It's like, yeah, I keep seeing you bringing a vision and giving it life, giving it form. You're also known as someone, again, that's very, very talented or very skilled. I think that witnessing your journey or witnessing your success also gives this level of inspiration to others, or inspires them to go after their own dreams, to follow their own path, to live authentically as well. I'm hearing you've never compromised your vision for other people. I feel, even though you're known for these things, people may not be privy to just how many ideas you have or how many talents you have, because you're so multi-talented. So for some of you, you could have talents or gifts or ideas that are still under wraps, that haven't fully come into the physical, or you're not fully known for it yet, because I feel like there's, you know, you're very, very talented, and it could be in a, you know, variety of areas, or more than one endeavor, more than one business. You may do more than one thing is what I'm getting. Or you could have multiple great ideas that bring in and generate a lot of abundance for you. You have lost lands, soul, memories, and gifts. You've done this before. Again, I feel like for some of you, you may have had a talent or gift from a young age, because I'm getting like the energy of a prodigy, but ultimately it's something you've done in a former life, right? So it's like you incarnated with certain gifts and abilities that others look at you and think, how are they so gifted? But you did cultivate it in another incarnation or in multiple incarnations. And that's why you have so many, you know, this could be, again, a spiritual gift, creative abilities, even great ideas that you download from spirit. But the reason you have access to this is because of what you've cultivated in the past. You may also resonate with being a starseed, because we have here the 7 star sisters. We have Pleiadian energy, birthing creations, tapestry of life, expression. Again, you can give birth to certain ideas. And you know how some people may have an idea for a business or a project, right? But when they actually try to bring it to life, or when they do bring it to life, it may not feel as good as it was in their mind. It's like what you bring to life is better than the original idea, or it turns out better than you could have imagined or anyone could have imagined. And that's why I was getting the Midas touch. Yeah, I'm getting like a creative visionary or a creative genius, where you just have such profound ideas, or it's almost like through what you're creating and what you build in the physical, it's like you can transport people to a different dimension. They may feel when they look at what you've created that it changes them. I'm thinking of even an artist like Frida, right? Who was kind of monumental and could breathe life into those paintings. That's what I'm getting. And again, that's just a random example. It doesn't have to literally be that. But there's a sense of when people view your work, or when people access, you know, your business, your energy, it changes them. It sparks them back to life. You create, again, there's so much light and inspiration that you feed or channel into everything you do and touch. You also make people feel that their dreams can come true. You give people hope, and you're known for that. With 1111 as your main card, I also feel like you're known as being very aligned. You have Goddess Spiral, Rite of Passage, Dreams, Support. Again, I feel like you are a dreamer, or you're a dreamer and a doer. And that is another thing you're known for, that you don't just think or talk about it, you actually do it and create it, and you do and create it better than you could have dreamt about it, or better than anyone could have dreamt it would turn out. But I also feel here, you may support or encourage other people to follow their dreams, to follow their inspiration. You may tell them that they can manifest, you know, the ideal life for themselves, that anything is possible. You may make them, again, believe again. You have creativity, self-expression, life is your canvas. It's just so funny. I use Frida as an example, but yeah, for this group, and sitting on the Three of Pentacles, for some of you, you have more than one gift or talent that either brings you a stream of income or that will potentially bring you a stream of income that you're known for. You're known as being multi-talented, very gifted, very skilled, but very creative. And with this self-expression as well, you're known as someone that expresses yourself beautifully, but it's like, do you know when a painter or a writer expresses their innermost self and it strikes a chord with everyone that views it or reads it? Because it's like your connection with self almost mirrors or maps on to how they were feeling. You're able to put into words or put into art something that was almost kind of subconscious, laying beneath the surface, right? I think for this group, you're really gifted. But it's like you help whatever you're creating in this world or whatever you will create in this world and what you're known for. It's like you bring people home to themselves through what you create. You have love on the Nine of Pentacles. I also feel with your energy, you're very, you have a warmth to you, right? Like there's a really loving energy. I don't get energy of competition at all. You stay in your own lane. You're known as someone that's very invested or focused on your creative expression, you know, your journey, your path. And I don't feel like this is the energy of not, you know, you have positive regard for others and you help to lift others up rather than only, you know, accelerate self. Like if someone came to you and they're like, oh, I'm so inspired by what you're doing or what you create or your talent, you would give them advice, you would give them guidance, you would share what you've learned, like very open with your energy. Yeah, and you have abundance. With Four of Wands as well, you're known for having a beautiful relationship or connection, or you will be known for having beautiful relationships. But just in terms of abundance, again, I see for this group, you can attract so much abundance, wealth, prosperity. And abundance isn't just, you know, in the sense of monetary achievement, but I do feel you may be very wealthy, or you're known for being quite wealthy and able to attract in abundance in a myriad of ways, but from your talents, from your gifts. And keep getting this sense as well, you're known as someone that shares your abundance. You share your abundance, you share your time, your wisdom. Yeah, you're very generous. You're a very generous, open soul. You may also be known as someone that has a lust for life, even for nature, for the natural realm, the natural world, and you create beauty wherever you go. Your life is beautiful, and I'm hearing you're beautiful. Everything that you do has that beauty and grace infused within it. You have angelic frequency. Angels are here. You are safe, potent connection. Again, I feel like you may resonate with being an earth angel or definitely a starseed here with Pleiadian energy, but I feel like you incarnated to bring beauty here, to anchor in love, beauty, creativity, these higher ideals. I also think you may form, for example, you may be known for forming a community around you, or you will do this, where there's, you know, people around you that feel very inspired, very lit up, or it's like your energy helps to kind of, again, I kept saying bring people home, but it's like people feel safe in your presence. I also think part of why your creations are so powerful is because of your own consciousness and the energy that you're infusing in that creation. Right? It's so your creations are very high vibrational because of your own energy. And it's funny, you have Venusian Galactic Council. Starbeam guides, answer the call, time to shine. Yeah, you're definitely here to be seen. I just feel like people love you. You're known for being very well regarded, loved. What you create is loved by others. But with Venusian and this angelic energy here as well, I feel as though you have a beautiful energy or a light to you that kind of illuminates others. But with time to shine, it's like you're happy to help others shine as well. It's like you're shining, but you help to lift others and elevate others. And people remember that about you. What a pure, generous soul that you are. And with Venusian, again, sitting on self-expression and creativity, some of you definitely are artists, or you have certain creative gifts and abilities that you can, generate income from or turn into a business. But I also feel for many of you, I don't know, you may be seen as, I just said, sent from above, where I just get a really beautiful, angelic, like light-filled energy. You're also known as an eternal optimist, you don't give in to, I want to say, lower emotions or vibrations. That doesn't mean you never feel, sad or angry, or you don't have them momentarily, but you tend to feed the positive. You tend to cultivate light, hope, optimism, love wherever you go. And it helps open others to these frequencies within themselves and makes them feel as though they can dream too, and their dreams can come true as well. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hi, group 4. I'm hearing for this group, you're known as someone that's strong, intense, can overcome anything. You may be known as well as someone that's cut off a lot of situations, people, toxic habits, thoughts. You may have let go of a lot, is what I'm hearing, in order to, I want to say, sustain your well-being and sustain your inner peace. You're known as someone that's not afraid to walk away, to let go. You're also known, with the Smokey Quartz, I'm getting, you're known as someone that has the ability to transmute very difficult energies, patterns, cycles, in order to maintain your freedom, your spiritual freedom. I was getting, you're known as a spiritual warrior. And I feel like this could be tying to certain generational patterns or cycles that you've had to overcome that would have been very difficult to heal and transmute for others. So you're seen as someone that can beat all odds and overcome the impossible. You're seen with Christ consciousness, you're seen as the embodiment of your higher self, or that you're living in a higher timeline. But for some of you, I feel like you may have had to overcome, with Ten of Wands and Ten of Swords and Judgment, a lot of karmic cycles, patterns, relationships, situations. You may be known as someone, again, that can really overcome challenge, or you've had to really overcome challenge to get here. Because I feel for this group, it may not have been the easiest of paths, or you may have been kind of hit with a lot of difficulties to get here. With the Fool, I feel like you're known as someone that has started a blank slate for themselves, or a clean slate, especially karmically speaking. It's almost like a brand new life, or you've completely closed out the past to the point it no longer has an effect on you. With King of Swords and Four of Swords, there could have been this period of introspection and healing of the mind, freeing yourself from limiting beliefs, patterns, childhood patterns, or patterns of consciousness that were keeping you bound. Yeah, I'm also hearing that you're known as someone that's in alignment with your higher path, in alignment with what you came here to do. For this group, I keep hearing you took on a lot of karma in this incarnation, or there was a lot of karma that you had to overcome, but you're known as someone that's triumphed. These karmic patterns are cleared. You've overcome trials and tribulations, but there's a strength. When we've been through that fire, there is a strength and an intensity that you can't buy, right? That you can't, it only comes through immense challenge. That's what I see with this gaze here. There's an intensity and a strength and a power that you've cultivated through the challenge, right? So you're also known as someone that people do not want to take on. What's the saying? A formidable opponent, right? Really powerful. Yeah, I feel like you're known for your strength, but it's also spiritual strength, right? Your ability to hold the faith, to keep trusting in God, source, the divine, even with all these challenges and difficulties that were put on your path. You didn't lose hope, you just kept moving ahead. You also may have needed to take time out. With Four of Swords, you may be known as someone that has gone cold or stopped communicating with a lot of people. I do think these people were karmic, and I think there was strong reasons why you did so, but you may be known as someone that has ended again a lot of situations and a lot of connections in your life. You're also known as someone that won't tolerate or settle for less than what you deserve. If someone is coming in with toxic energy, if they're emotionally unhealthy, you just won't engage. I feel like you'll just keep moving, also very progressive, right? You're always focused on, okay, what's the next best step for me? You won't just stay in situations for safety or security. Again, you're very strong. You're also impossible to manipulate. Number one, because you can see through people, partly because you've dealt with so much, but also because of your connection with spirit. It's like people can't manipulate you or use emotional, tactics to get under your skin. You seem very unbothered, or you're known for someone that doesn't react, or it's difficult to get a rise out of you. And part of that is because you've done so much healing that there's no trigger points. I shouldn't say no trigger points, but there's very few triggers for you because you've healed them. Okay, master number 11 with resolution. Old timelines collapsing, insights, higher self-embodiment, expression. Yeah. So again, you've closed out not just one timeline. I'm hearing you've closed out many, many cycles, many timelines, but you're on this higher timeline where you're showing up as your higher self in Christ consciousness. And you have the capacity, I feel, for, full enlightenment, or to operate and move through the world in a very advanced state of consciousness. And it's also this recognition, some of the challenges you've faced, karmically speaking, was designed to accelerate your spiritual growth, was designed to help you elevate. I'm also hearing for this group, you're known to be spiritual royalty, where you have a very high standing or a high level of consciousness. We have manifest here. Co-creation, gratitude, divine alignment, joyful visions. I feel like you're known as well for someone that is creating a beautiful future for themselves and is aligning with higher vibration. Well, you're on this higher timeline, so it's aligning you with, I want to say, better connections, better experiences. But the only reason and the only way you could bring that in is because you closed out those cycles. You successfully healed and closed out past cycles so that you could bring this in. And so that you can receive, I'm hearing, connections and experiences that you truly deserve, that are on your level. You also have here the void. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb, on top of the 10 of swords. So again, I feel like you could be known as someone that had to go into solitude or hermit mode to heal yourself. Because I kept hearing going ghost when I said you've ended a lot of connections. I wanted to say you've gone ghost on a lot of people, or a lot of people may not be able to find you, or there could have been this period of time where you kind of fell off the radar and you weren't as active, or you were kind of retreating into your own being, doing this healing work, going through, ascension and growth and activations. And it's like people may have felt like, I feel like some people know that the person you once were no longer exists, right? That who you are today is not the person they knew. So it's like people are knowing you as someone that you're completely brand new. They wouldn't recognize you if they walk past you on the street. Physically they may, but in terms of your energy field, with this blank slate, it's like you've been, how do I say, like there's a rebirth here, right? With this great cosmic womb. You've been born again, but it's like born again as your higher self. So technically it's a part of you that was always there, but for those who are witnessing you, or for those who once knew you and there was a break in contact, or they are no longer a part of your life, they may feel like they don't know you at all now. Your energy is really drastically different to what they remember. Star family, you're part of a team of souls, call in support with judgment. So you're known as well as someone that's attracting in star family, or you only accept in people and relationships that are aligned spiritually. You're not opening the door, and you are setting boundaries with people that are coming in, I want to say, from the place of ego. Again, you also may not be accepting or connecting with anyone from the past. from the past cycles, especially because I do feel for many of you, it was very much karmic, or there were karmic situations. Yeah, I keep hearing unrecognizable. You're very different. You may have changed a lot. I'm hearing like over a couple year period where, especially those of you where you did go into hermit mode or you went into solitude and introspection, there could have been such drastic transformation that you are somewhat unrecognizable. You have gold and apple. And remember I said spiritual royalty, and you literally have a crown here. Rewriting. Queen codes her story, healing distortion. You've rewritten the narrative for your life. I'm also hearing your life and the trajectory and the timeline you're on now, or that you're aligning to, looks nothing like the timeline you were on or you started on. It's like you've jumped timelines like 5-10 times over, where you've just kept elevating, and it keeps elevating that future with you. So you're known as someone, again, that has joyful future waiting for you, and you're in the process of manifesting really beautiful things for yourself. Again, you're known as someone that has very high standards, and you won't tolerate, I don't want to say BS or toxic behavior in any way. People have to come correct if they want to speak to you or be a part of your life. We have make a wish, clearing comparisons, surrender to magic. Yeah, I think you're known as well as someone where things are either about to get magical or you bring magic to life, right? You're in this really beautiful energy where I just heard anything is possible. Do you know that stage here with the Fool where we're kind of planting seeds, where we've cultivated this beautiful energy, but where, how do I say, it hasn't yet manifested in the physical? People may feel like right now is a really fertile time for you, where there's you may be starting something new, you may have a new vision that you're wanting to manifest with that joyful visions, or there's new things on the horizon for you. Because I know it says surrender to magic, but I heard miracle. So some people may feel like you have a miracle coming your way, or you're known as someone that can trigger and call in miracles with this Christ consciousness. You also have sacred inner space, sacral chakra, tenderness, sensuality on Four of Swords. See, I feel like that with Four of Swords, the card of, for me, of solitude, rest, meditation, you've cultivated this inner space or this tenderness with yourself, right? And that's part of what's been so healing for you. But I'm hearing you will protect your inner space and your inner peace at all costs. You may be seen as someone that's very selective with who you spend time with, where you put your energy, what you give energy and focus to. Yeah, look, Akashic Records, clearing old stories, releasing past lies, freedom. You've rewritten the story for your life and your future, but also about yourself. For some of you could have healed from karmic cycles around, I'm hearing projection, around people projecting onto you or trying to, I want to say, write fear into your story or write limitation, negativity into your life. I just saw 1212 on the timer as well, which breaks down to a 3. And with sacral chakra healing as well, there's definitely been healing of your emotions. But this was what I was getting with the Akashic Records. I feel like you've cleared your karma. It's like for you, it's like a blank slate, and you are free now to, you may also resonate with one period of your life or one cycle, or the beginning was more karmic in the sense that you were attracting in or meeting people that, you know, could have been more lessons or a challenge for you. And it's like now that cycle is over. The karmic phase, those karmic patterns are over. And now you can step into, you know, I just heard creation mode, where you're attracting in things, people, situations that are very aligned with you at a soul level. Yeah, you have change. I think things are about to become really beautiful for you, or you're about to really have, I just had a meeting with fate. So you could have connections or a connection that's coming in that's fated, but you're seen as someone where the universe is working in your favor or is working for you. People may be seeing you as very lucky, or you're entering a phase and a period of time where you are very lucky. And then your final card is literally inner peace. It's like you created this sanctuary within yourself, but you may be very protective of your space, your energy, your path. And because I feel like cutting off certain connections or situations, patterns, habits is what has cultivated this inner peace. And this is part of what's cleared any karmic ties, karmic thoughts, cycles from your life. And it's like you're not allowing others to encroach on that energy, or you're not giving people access into your mind. You may be known as someone, again, there could be people that miss you or miss, as I said, the version of you that once existed, but it's like you don't miss them. You're unbothered, or there's a sense of, you're not allowing them any energy, any more of your time. You're not giving any of your power away. Your focus is on self. Your focus is on, cultivating your inner realm, cultivating a life that is beautiful and aligned for you, and nothing and no one that tries to come into your life can deter you or distract you. Your boundaries are next level, especially energetically, because we can set boundaries in the physical, but people, we're still thinking about someone. We're still giving them energy energetically, but your boundaries in terms of your energy field, it's like people may be having trouble tapping into your energy or being able to access your energy now. All right. Because you're coming off, your energy is so potent, so strong, and you're so focused and aligned. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates, and I hope you have a beautiful day.